But one other thing I wanted to point out, I was talking about this with Sophie, one of our other artists, the other day. You know what else I've noticed? What's going on in the industry? And I've never really seen this before, but I think this has to do with, tell me, but I think this has to do with smaller needlework, single needle or, 3-liner work, and whip shading and saturation level. I'm not sure if it has to do with depth or not, but what I have noticed is when an artist has a client that wants a medium brown, a whole bunch of artists are not picking a medium brown.
Yeah.
They're picking a super dark brown.
Yeah, because they're doing single needle and 1.5 passes on it. So it's going to oxidize medium brown. I've seen a lot of that. I got trained on that a few years ago to do it like that.
Well, it's tripping me out.
Yeah.
It's tripping me out. So, and a lot of artists, when their client wants blonde, the artists are not using blonde pigments. They're going to medium browns. And again, if their client wants a medium brown, they're going to super dark pigments.
Yeah.
To get their brow to heal medium brown. So what is up with that? Because that's this new kind of phenomenon. I mean, if I want a medium brown for my client, I pick a medium brown.
Right.
And I get medium brown.
Mm-hmm.
If my client wants a blonde, I'm picking one of the blonde pigments.
Right.
If my client wants super dark, I'm picking one of the super darks.
Mm-hmm.
If my client wanted a medium brown and I use like Navajo or ebony, like super dark.
Oh yeah.
Oh my hell, I'd be so much trouble. My client would be so mad at me. She'd end up. So what? So is that what it is? Is it the amount of passes? Is it shallow? Is that related to also small needle, or is it related to a lot of things at once?
So personally with me, it's a lot of things at once.
Are you in that same situation? Do you have to pick darker colors to get? You don't. Okay.
I mean, given I've done it before, I've done it on models and clients because I have worked with an artist before when I was still kind of in my amateur stage, and they did teach me that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave it a try, and it's not my cup of tea. They fade a little too ash, in my opinion, when it does work like that. But the reasoning more behind it is because you are working with a single needle. The voltage is relevant to like a 4.8, and you're working very slow, and you're doing about 1.5 passes. So the reasoning behind it is because you only have so much time to work on the skin before it gets swollen and red before your picture.
So that's why they're choosing these really dark colors. It
works in a lot of ways. And this is not coming from a judgmental standpoint at all, but it is coming from, just that's kind of what's going on right now.
Yeah, well, my question is coming from curiosity.
Right.
I mean, I was really super curious. I was talking about this, like I said, with Sophie last week here at the studio, because I'm just noticing people are choosing really dark colors when their client wants a medium brown. But it makes me a little nervous because these really dark colors have black in them. We get to these really dark colors by adding black, in pigment formulation. So if a client comes in and she's got like golden brown, medium hair, and she wants a medium brown, if you're using a super dark color that is formulated with a lot of black, it just makes me a little nervous. Well, you mentioned it, like you're seeing them ash out.
Yep.
You're seeing them ash out. But they are healing medium in tone. So they're getting these super dark colors to heal really lightly saturated and medium in tone.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Yeah. It's this whole new thing that I've been kind of noticing.
It's, everybody is doing things a lot differently right now, but I've never seen it more going on right now than before, that everybody thinks that they're entitled to their way of doing it only being the right thing to do. And they're going to push it and push it and push it until other people can believe with them. And I, as an artist, and I as Let's remember this. This is not a beauty appointment. This is a tattoo appointment.
Yeah.
You're going to be putting, whether it's pigment or ink, and I know that big argument, but we are putting pigment in the skin. We are depositing color into somebody's skin for it to be there, whether it's for 3 years or it lasts 10 years or is on there for the rest of their lives. We're still composing a tattoo appointment. And we should know all of the general basics of a tattoo artist just in case we need to perform it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I do plenty of times where I have somebody who wants to come in
Well,
and get an ombre brow
I
done
think
and can't do it that
eventually,
way. Yeah.
exactly. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Yeah.
off. I think eventually, you're gonna have to, step out of your box and learn some new techniques, or you're gonna have some or either you're handpicking clients that all want low saturation.
Yeah.
Or you could end up having some clients that are disappointed,
Right.
because they want high saturation, So yeah, Ren, I've always told you girls this, and I love all the styles. I got no problems with all the different needles and styles and movements. The only thing that bothers me is, like what you just said, the artist that feels, that hasn't even been in this industry that long and is already so opinionated and formed the opinion that the low saturation and looking like it's already healed when it leaves the studio is the gold standard and the only way, and everything else is not worthy or not as skill based,
Right.
and that's what bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
And but this industry has always been like that. I remember when hair strokes became popular. It was kind of like either you were a hair stroke artist or you were a powder brow artist, and they would go at it. I mean, you would just see people be mean to each other. And it really pissed me off. And my good friend Mary Richardson, I do classic powder brow almost my whole career. She's nano hair strokes her whole career, and we were the best of friends, and totally respected each other's work. And here she and I are watching hair stroke artists beat up and be mean to powder brow artists, and powder brow artists like being mean. And we were like, fuck this, man. So we did shades and strokes. We did a class that brought together the two techniques, and same with microblading. I thought that was fascinating. I supported it from day one and loved it from day one. But I think this industry is big and vast as it should be. This is an artistic industry, right? We are an industry of artists. And it should be vast. It should be versatile. It should be full of lots of different artists doing lots of different techniques, using lots of different needles, achieving lots of different styles.
Yeah.
Right?
It should be.
It should be. It is. It is. That is fact. However, we have some people out there, shitting on some styles. And it shouldn't be like that. Even if it's not your cup of tea, and not what you prefer to do or what you prefer to see on somebody, you still shouldn't shit on other artists and their styles and their techniques.
Right.
I think it's wrong, and I think it's mean, and I think the world is mean enough that our industry needs to be nicer.